pre-trip vehicle inspection 7025. We'll be showing you the basic truck components as well as how to fill out the driver's log. First thing we need is the driver's log filled out, the top portion, the date, driver's name, vehicle number, trailer number, start odometer, what time you left, what time you started your payroll, what time you left the yard, what time you returned to the yard, and your job start location. First thing we're going to check on this truck are the doors, make sure the doors open and close properly. It's by simply opening the door and closing it. Very good. We're going to check out our vehicle's gross weight, which is on the inside of the door. See that here, it's 6,400 pounds. And we also have the PSI for the tires highlighted, 38 pounds. We're going to open up the hood first by pulling the latch. Walking around in the front of the truck, lifting up a little bit on the grill there. Underneath you'll find the latch. And no prop rod here because this guy's on hinges. Looking for the dipstick here, yellow, very good. Gonna pull that out and check it. Now we've had a little trouble with this truck dying on us, so we're leaving this truck running right now, so we will not pull the engine oil while the truck is hot and running. Normally you'll pull this engine oil dipstick whenever the truck is not running and cold. We are not going to show this part of the video for that purpose. This truck has a bad battery. So if you would need to pull the dipstick in the morning, check the oil. You pull the dipstick, wipe off the excess oil, stick it back in. When you pull it out, you'll make sure that the oil level is in between the two dots on the dipstick. If the truck did need oil, you would add it right here with the fuel cap. This fuel cap comes off by simply turning and twisting. You'll see the type of oil listed on the cap itself. You'll add the oil with a funnel, replace the cap, and then check your dipstick again to make sure that it's in the right levels. Walking around the side of the truck here, we're going to notice the battery. Make sure the terminals are connected and that nothing's loose or there's no corrosion. This guy could use a little bit of cleanup on this side here. We're going to check the washer fluid, make sure the reservoir has fluid inside, which it does. Inside this truck, you'll also see what type of engine oil it takes. It also tells you that it's a sealed transmission. There is no dipstick inside this. You cannot check the transmission fluid because it is a sealed transmission. Coming around, we're going to see the engine coolant. Here we'll tell you the minimum levels, whether it's needs filled or not. If it would need filled, you simply replace the cap, take the cap off, add the appropriate fluid until you get to the right level, and then replace the cap. Again, always check while the engine is cold. Never open that while it's warm. Brake fluid. Pretty simple here. Minimum and maximum fill levels. If you do have an issue with brake fluid, daily or weekly you're filling this, you need to let someone know. There is a problem with your brakes if you're filling your brake fluid. This thing should not need that daily attention, but we do need to check it to make sure. Inside the engine, we're going to find the belts. We can see the belt inside here, spinning there. We don't want to touch that when it's running, of course, but we want to make sure there's no fraying and there's nothing that's on there. Again, an easier check when the engine's off. We're only checking this engine with it on because the battery has been dying. We're also looking around the engine for any oil that's pooling or puddling around the engine or on the engine. This guy seems to look good here. We also have no power steering fluid reservoir. This is an electronic power steering component, so we will not be able to check the power steering fluid on this as well. We're all good. We can shut the hood. We're going to go inside the cab and check out some of the components there, starting with the seat belt, making sure that we can keep ourselves safe. Simply pull your seat belt out and lock it inside the buckle to make sure that it clasps properly. You want to hear that click. Very good. We're going to check out our mirrors, make sure that we have both mirrors and they're intact. On the driver and passenger side, no cracks, nothing's missing. We're good there. We're going to come outside to our windshield, make sure there's no cracks or damage on our windshield. And we're going to check our windshield wipers. Wipers work. Check the fluids. Fluids work and come out as well. We're good there. Come around the inside of the truck. We'll check out the horn, make sure the horn works. Very good. We're also going to give the steering wheel a little turn. Make sure that the wheels turn with the steering wheel and that it's not too tight or too loose. Very good there. We're going to check the defroster and the vents. Defrost is good. And we're also coming out the vents. Very good. We're going to check for our CB radio. This truck is not equipped with one, so you would be issued a handheld radio for this truck so you can communicate with the other vehicles. Looking at the gauges on the dash. On the far left, you're going to see the temperature For your oil, you want that thing to shoot up, should be right in the middle there as it is. Next thing you want to check is your fuel gauge. Make sure you have enough fuel in your truck to work for the day. All trucks should be fueled at the beginning of the day, topped off. Your last two temperature checks are going to be your water temperature on the left and your transmission temperature on the right. Both will warm up as the truck warms up. Other lights you'll see on this truck, we do have the tire pressure sensor light. You'll see a fault on a lot of these as we do not replace the sensors, which means you will need to check your tire pressure. This will not give you a good read whether or not your tire is flat. Check your tire pressure every morning. Next thing we're going to check out is going to be our parking brake. Simply depress the parking brake and then pull up on the latch to release it. Very good. Fire extinguisher and triangles you won't find in this vehicle because it is listed under 10,000 pounds. Let's take a look at the headlights. Check and make sure you have both headlights. Headlights are good. Give me the high beams. High beams are good. Give me the four ways. Four ways are good. Driver side. Driver side blinker is good. Passenger side blinker, good. Let's take a walk to the back. Check out your back lights. The brake lights, please. Brake lights are good. Now we're also checking that the lights light up and also that nothing's missing, cracked, or damaged. Looks good there. Four ways. Four-way flashers on both are good. Give me the driver signal. Driver signal is good. Passenger signal is good. Backup lights, please. This one we're equipped with not only backup lights, but the backup alarm as well. Good. We're going to check out our license plate. Make sure we have a license plate. Make sure that we have our tail lights, or our license plate lights that are working as well. License plate lights that are out are a DOT violation, so you want to make sure all lights that are on your truck are working. Next we're going to check out is going to be the signboard. The signboard we have up already. We're going to check out the lights. We have the beacons on at the top, as you can tell. Give me your four corners. Give me the board. Give me the board. Little technical difficulties here, but we're going to show you how the board works, and then we're going to show you how it operates. I got no board. So with the board not working, you're going to certainly want to list that on your vehicle deficiency list. This may be a truck that's not going out on the road just yet if we can't get the lights working on the board. Let's walk around the side and show you how the board works, or how it should work. Inside the truck, you have your arrow board that turns on, ideally. And then you should have your arrows that can go from left and right. With this one, we're having a little bit of a technical difficulty with. So this is something that would definitely make you not safe throughout the course of the day without a board that doesn't work, with a board that doesn't work. So this is definitely one we'd want to list, and would probably mean that you wouldn't be taking this truck out to work today. We'll come back to the lights. You also want to do a vehicle inspection on the outside to make sure that you don't have anything on the outside of the truck. You want to check all four quarter panels, the doors, make sure there's no dings, no dents, no damage, no accident that's been done. Here we can see on the back fender here, we've got a little bit of damage here. Just something you want to mark on your deficiency list. Everything else looks like it's in pretty good shape here. We don't see too much other damage on. Front bumper, we've got a little bit of action here. Might be something you want to note. It is also displayed by the zip tie across the front. Let's check our fuel door, make sure we can get fuel in our vehicle safely. This one, it's listed on the top, gasoline only, so you know what type of fuel to put inside. You're going to want to open the door and make sure the door opens and closes. On this, like most F-150s, has no fuel cap, so you just want to make sure that the door works. Let's take a look inside and underneath. We're always looking underneath to see if we can find any oil leaking or any pooling underneath. But we're also looking inside our wheel wells to check out our leaf springs and make sure that they're all intact. We're gonna give our tire a little pressure test. Just pushing in on it, make sure it's holding the pressure that we want. Make sure nothing's loose or bouncing back at us. We're gonna look inside and underneath the hubs. You can see inside here we've got the rotors, no gouges, no excessive wearing, so we look good here. Also got your brake pads in the back here that you can take a look at. It's a little bit harder to show on the video, but just something we want you to be aware of. Old Honest Abe inside. Looks like we've got some decent tread depth on here. Looks like it'll pass. Back to our sheet, we can see that we've done everything around the vehicle, under the hood, and in the cab. Driver's items. Driver's license is to be on each driver. Proper license for the vehicle. Medical cards for anything over 10,001 gross vehicle weight. Proper PPE. Inside you'll see we've got our hard hat, our high visibility safety vest, our safety glasses, as well as our gloves. Toolbox is equipped for spray trucks. 10 hours off duty applies to all drivers. Brakes adjusted or self-adjusting. Cell phone use is prohibited. Seat belts are required, and we must stop at all DOT checkpoints. The gross vehicle weight we found inside the door at the beginning of the video. The vehicle height. This one, it's come unattached, but it is on the inside. It says your vehicle height is 9 foot 3 inches. Typically stuck here, but we're gonna have to remake a new label for that one. After we've completed our vehicle height and weight, we're gonna go down here and note any deficiencies. So on this one we have the aero board. The light just don't light up. Definitely something you wanna mark on your deficiencies. Whether or not your vehicle is satisfactory, same with your trailer, and then of course your signature at the bottom in blue or black ink. At the end of the day, we're gonna fill out our end time, our total time, and our end odometer. We're gonna note any deficiencies again that we found throughout the course of the day, whether our vehicle is satisfactory or not, as well as our trailer. We're going to print our name and sign it in blue or black ink to make the document official. And that completes our vehicle pre-trip 7029.